This fucking McDonald's worker, I guess she just wasn't taking that shit no more, and she ended up ending her manager. Let's see what the fuck happened, because that's crazy.
Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair.
Yo,
it isn't
Stella,
funny at all.
What the fuck? What the fuck going on, twin? He said, OMG, I haven't been in one of your streams in a while. Y'all, I miss the streams. Hell yeah, Brody, what the fuck going on? Shit, we be here every day. You already know the fucking vibes. I'm trying to do more than just react though. So like I've been doing a little bit more like IRL streams and shit. But hell yeah, bro. Appreciate you, gang. How you been?
So, you know, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all.
Oh, we getting straight into it, ain't it? She looks serious as fuck.
It ain't.
Just 48 hours before allegedly stabbing her manager to death inside of a Detroit McDonald's, Afeni Muhammad posted that very angry Instagram rant. And now that video...
Yeah, she kind of cute. Or nah, I'm just kidding. Let me chill. I mean... Nah, let me chill. I should chill, right?
Video is at the center of a murder case that prosecutors say was premeditated and hauntingly foreshadowed. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Stella said, I don't know if you've done this before, but you should do a song where you only have one try per bar. You know what's funny, gang? Somebody had asked me about that shit. Somebody had said that, and I didn't do that shit, but I'm gonna do it, bro. That is a good idea, and I think that would be fun as fuck, actually.
Jesse Weber. Okay, just 2 days before she allegedly stabbed her manager to death, Afeni Muhammad posted this furious Instagram video seething about being sent home early for the second day in a row.
I got sent home early yesterday.
I was just about to say, what the hell happened that made her tweak? But getting sent home early, it is annoying as fuck, bro, because people try hard as hell to get these jobs, and you feel me, keep sending her home early, like, man, especially McDonald's at that.
Sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. Gonna have to stop. She's a bully. Yeah. I'm telling you. She's a bully.
And that was followed by what could be perceived as a foreboding warning.
She could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
Now, by Thursday, July 10th, 2025,
fuck,
those
bro.
words...
I hate seeing black people crash out, man, because we just gotta chill. But fuck.
became a horrifying reality because the 26-year-old is now accused of ambushing her manager, 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, at the 9 Mile Road McDonald's in Detroit, stabbing her up to 15 times with a kitchen knife in a brutal attack that prosecutors are saying is a premeditated murder. We're going to start from the top. We're going to take you through how all of this apparent violence unfolded. This was just before 8 a.m. on July 10th. Jennifer Harris, this longtime manager at the East Point McDonald's, sent Afeni Muhammad home early following this heated argument that detectives say was sparked by Muhammad not performing her work duties. Now, Muhammad did go home, but not before reportedly saying to Harris, "I'll be back." And apparently she wasn't lying, because after being dismissed, police say they allege that Muhammad drove to a nearby park, but instead of cooling off, she made a fateful decision. Allegedly retrieving a kitchen knife from her car, Muhammad returned to the quick service chain, but this time prosecutors say she wore a hooded mask over her face to conceal her identity, slipped through the back employee entrance, and what happened next, according to prosecutors, was nothing short of savage. Muhammad allegedly ambushed Harris, stabbing her repeatedly in a frenzied attack. Co-workers scrambled to help Harris, but the damage was too severe. She was rushed to a hospital, and sadly, she later succumbed to her injuries.
Yo, that girl is tweaking. Like, what the fuck? That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't play around with these people, bro. Like, sometimes niggas just crash the fuck out for no reason. Stella said that shit's so crazy. Help. Like, bro, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, what the fuck, bro? I'm telling you, gang. Like, every day we get on here and we watch some shit, I'm like, bro, like, people can't get more crazier. But then I see the crazy shit and I'm like, okay.
Sad case, such a disturbing case, and this is one that we definitely wanted to shed light on and bring to you. And I will tell you, one of the reasons that we can do this is because of the amazing support that we get from our sponsors like Upside. Now, if you don't know what it is, Upside...
Man, fuck that. I don't want to hear no ad.
I can back one up, sort of status criminal defense attorney, friend of the show. Eric, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming back here on Sidebar. Eric, you know, first of all, what is your reaction to this progression of events? I mean, it's not every day that you have an Instagram post that allegedly is foreseeing what is about to happen. Now,
I mean, well, that's cap. That's cap. We're in the digital age now, bro. We done seen hella shit on Instagram before the news catches it. Like, y'all remember that guy who was doing that, like, high-speed chase or whatever the fuck, and then he was live, and that shit was going viral as fuck. Then he, like, crashed the car or whatever. Like, we see things in real life. That's just the new wave. And, I don't know.
We'll talk more about the Instagram post, but this is a savage attack, and the government feels confident they know who did it.
Just a horrific set of circumstances here, and really what the record kind of shows.
God damn, y'all audio is fucking terrible. Y'all have too much money to have bad audio like this.
Is a buildup, an escalation, things that are getting worse over time. This animosity is growing. And you know, Muhammad didn't do herself any favors with that Instagram video, and then later allegedly went into the store and just slaughtered Harris with a knife in the most brutal fashion.
Do you see work-related killings often? I mean, we talk all the time about relationships and domestic violence, but do you see a lot of work-related violent attacks, homicides often in your line of work?
You know, Jesse, it's not terribly uncommon. You know, the work environment can be a stressful environment.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like that was kind of a dumb question. Like, obviously at work, that's where people's emotions are going to be high as fuck, right? Especially if you keep getting sent home early, it's like, fuck, like, I can't pay this bill and everything. So, I don't know, bro. Definitely not making any excuses for her or anything like that, but it's just crazy. You never know what's going to make somebody snap for real.
Sometimes you're working with somebody who's not your best buddy. And, you know, over time, those tensions can build and become very problematic. People's livelihoods are on the line. It is, you know, really a high stress environment that can lead to these kinds of events.
So now let's take a closer look at that pivotal piece of evidence in this case, the Instagram video posted to Afeni Muhammad's account just 2 days before the stabbing on July 8th. And in it, Muhammad appears visibly upset, venting about a workplace conflict.
But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny.
Now Muhammad continues, directly accusing her supervisor, Harris, of
I mean, it's not that deep though, bro. And if anything, just get another fucking job. Like, that's why I be trying to tell y'all, like, you are never stuck in a job for real. If you're stuck in a job for more than a year and it's not paying you, that's your fault, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, bro. All these jobs out here, like, don't get lazy, don't be complacent, and don't get comfortable.
creating a toxic environment and retaliating against her.
She brings a lot of negative energy in there. You know, nobody's perfect. It's because it happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she only make mistakes. I've been catching her.
Now, the video ends with what might be proven to be chilling foreshadowing of what was to come.
Somebody will have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, you know, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
Now, Eric.
And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, bro. She just seems so, like, unthreatening. You feel me? Like, she probably would have said this shit to me. I would have been like, yeah, all right, man, get the fuck on. But to come back in the hoodie and just, god damn, bro.
Now, I wonder if the defense is going to say she was angry, she was venting on social media. If she was really planning to kill her manager, why would she post something like this for the world to see? I mean, that doesn't seem too brilliant. Is that a possible defense argument?
No way.
You know, sometimes criminals don't make the smartest choices. This, especially with the emergence of social media and everyone kind of having a quasi-public life.
Yeah, and let's keep it a buck. She probably didn't expect to get away with that shit, right? It's her manager, it's her job. Like, I don't think she did that shit and expected to get away with it.
Now, who's on social media, these things come out and people don't really think much of it and don't think how it could impair parts of their life going forward. And so, you know, she's on there venting, but clearly there is some hostility against Harris that is coming through. And those haunting words, those are so ominous, looking back at now what happened, where she says she can keep being a bully if she wants to, but that's going to catch up with her. That, the prosecution is going to say, is premeditation. That's exhibit 1.
Okay,
One thing
I'll say this too. A lot of times, gang, like, all right, if somebody threatens you and you go to the police, they're not going to do anything, right? Because they haven't done anything to you. I kind of feel like that argument is kind of backwards, because it's like, if the manager would have went to the police and been like, oh yeah, this employee threatened me, they would have been like, nigga, she didn't do nothing to you, like, shut the fuck up, like, you know what I mean? But now that something actually happened, it's like, oh, you know, she was making threats online, we should have caught it. Like, no, bro. Like, let's keep it a buck. We see crazy shit online every day. If you go on your Instagram right now, it's probably people crashing out saying all types of weird ass shit. But it's like, I mean, what can we really do about it? If we go to the cops, they're gonna tell us wait till they do something. So I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know.
We haven't talked about yet, and there's actually a lot we have to talk about. But one thing we haven't talked about yet is that amid the horror of what unfolded, there is an unexpected figure in this story who's being hailed a hero. You see, according to police, a customer who was waiting in McDonald's drive-thru heard this commotion inside, happened to be legally carrying a firearm. Acting quickly, he fired a warning shot, which caused Muhammad, or allegedly Muhammad, to drop the knife, flee the restaurant. The customer then followed her, held her apparently at gunpoint in the parking lot until police arrived, again, potentially preventing further bloodshed. Eric, if this is all true, my gosh, right? I mean,
God,
you have
damn, what the fuck? At McDonald's too?
to wonder what could have escalated.
Oh gosh, you have someone who is capable and willing to just go stab their manager up to 15 times with a kitchen knife. What else is she capable of? She was in a escalated state at that point, heightened emotions. Who knows what else she would have done had she gotten away, allegedly. And so, yes, this gentleman intervening, I think, could have really spared future bloodshed potentially.
So then you go to Friday, July 11th, and Muhammad
I don't know about all that. I think really, she probably would have just left anyways. I don't think she was gonna go after anybody else. Let's remember, she only attacked her manager because she felt some type of way about her job. And I'm not gonna lie, she is kind of pretty, but she's crazy as shit.
Before Judge Kathleen Galen, charged with first-degree murder and carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent. And during her arraignment, East Point detective Brian Showers took the stand to read what's known as a swear-to, which is our understanding this is a sworn statement outlining the facts that he believes establish probable cause for Afeni Muhammad's arrest and the warrant that was issued against her. And he began by recounting a critical admission, or alleged admission, that Muhammad made following her arrest.
Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested on scene and the knife was
I'll be back.
recovered. Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
So after Detective Showers' testimony, the arraignment proceeded in typical fashion, with both sides arguing over bond. And Muhammad's defense attorney cited a history of trauma and abuse and asking the court to consider a reasonable bond.
She was in an extremely abusive relationship that was not only mental but physical.
Bro, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm not trying to hear shit no more. Abusive relationships doesn't make you go outside and kill somebody. Like,
that involved alcohol issues, which is where the habitual second stems from, and her prior record. But at this time, Your Honor, we are asking the court to consider a bond in this matter that is appropriate, that my client can meet, so that she
bro, keep that hoe locked up. A bond is crazy, bro.
With her attorneys and prepare her for defense in this matter.
Well, prosecutors, they quickly pushed back, and they argued that the nature of the crime left no room for mitigation.
She entered a public building with other individuals, other employees that were present. She produced a weapon that was a knife longer than 3 inches, and she stabbed the victim multiple times, up to possibly as many as 15 times, eventually causing her death. She then ran from the building to her vehicle, presumably with the intent to flee from the scene. She was stopped by a helpful bystander.
Eric, how does it work in terms of bond? I mean, is it just looking at the horrific allegations and the nature of the crime, or does a judge consider what are potentially mitigating factors at this point?
So the judge has a lot to consider in deciding what the bond is going to be. The two primary factors are whether the defendant presents a danger to society and whether she presents a flight risk, that she might leave the jurisdiction and never come back. However, the judge can surely consider the fact that the defendant is presumed innocent and under the Constitution is guaranteed a right to bail for most charges. Here, the judge, in looking at it, essentially concluded that, hey, this person is dangerous. And in fact, there's allegedly a prior weapons issue in her background. And so the judge ultimately imposed a bond of $25 million cash or surety. No chance Mohammed is going to meet that. She will be in custody during the pendency.
25 million? Damn. Maybe if she was fucking NBA boy. Yo, Sin for Dizzy. What the fuck going on, Brody? Locked in with that boy Bryce last night. Hell yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, that nigga Bryce cool as fuck. To be honest, gang, I'm mad I didn't record that shit for myself. Like, I should have got my own, like, background footage, but hell yeah, bro. That nigga cool as fuck. Shout out Bryce, bro. Tell that nigga hit me up, man. We trying to keep working.
This first-degree murder case.
Yeah, you're right, because then came an even more disturbing revelation. Prosecutors disclosed in open court that Muhammad had a previous incident involving a stabbing.
And then finally,
damn, this bitch be stabbing niggas like on purpose.
It does have a prior instance of at least one that I'm aware that involved a stabbing, similar obviously to the stabbing that occurred in this case involving a knife. So given all of those factors and given the fact that this court does have authority to give no bond to defendants charged with murder, I am asking at this time for no bond in this case.
Okay, so according to
out here stabbing niggas on multiple occasions, like I can't even deal with it, bro. We was on Discord just chopping it up for like an hour. Shit, bro. Can you send me the Discord link? I'll definitely tap in or just put it in the chat and I'll join that shit. Chop it up with Shawnees.
Detroit News. Muhammad was convicted in Virginia in March of 2022 of 1 count of unlawful injury by stabbing, wounding, or cutting without malicious intent. And at that time,
this whole about crazy as fuck, bro. I can't even wrap my hand around it.
She received a suspended sentence, per Detroit News, of 4 years in prison and served 1 year of probation instead. Now, Eric, given what she is accused of doing here, hindsight's 2020, but do you question that sentence? And also, how does that prior incident affect her current legal predicament?
Sure. So the judge in the prior case, of course, didn't have a crystal ball, couldn't necessarily foresee Mohammed going.
They didn't think that she was going to do this shit again.
And stabbing up her coworker up to 15 times. That being said, it sort of shows a pattern of conduct that includes weapons, a specific weapon, a blade that Mohammed allegedly thrust into the body of Harris, her manager. And so that's an aggravating factor. Surely the prosecution is going to look at that and say, hey, even if there was some mitigation, even if there was some prior.
Bro, this look like the girl down the street. You feel me? Like, this legitimately look like somebody that, like, you could, like, be walking past every day and not know. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, like, just chill, bro. When it comes to these random people, especially females, like, I feel like females are more prone to crash out than niggas.
Trauma, prior substance issues, that is vastly outweighed by the danger that this person allegedly poses to the community. And I think the prosecution is going to take a real heavy-handed approach to this case.
But at trial, can they introduce that prior conviction, or is it a prior bad act that wouldn't be allowed to be too prejudicial?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
That'll be ultimately up to the judge. The judge will have to weigh, hey, is this prior act relevant to some kind of trait or factor on behalf of the defendant?
God damn, this big-ass ad in the middle of the screen. Like, bro, move.
State of mind, like intent, like modus operandi, like the way in which she has committed crimes before. But my guess is the judge is going to say, hey, this prior stabbing that was unrelated in an entirely different state is just too overly prejudicial. The concern is the jury would sort of hold that against her and find guilt on the new case because of that.
If she
she's cooked, bro. She's cooked. My nigga Stella said, come on now, all this over being home sent early. You feel me? 15 stabs, bro. I'm telling you guys, let's leave these crazy ass women alone, bro. You feel me? Like, we not fucking with them all the way. Just leave that hoe alone, bro.
Testifies, though. They can use it against her.
If she testifies, it could surely come up. There is a reasonable likelihood that she could open the door through her
let's fast forward
testimony.
On the 30th, what should we be looking out for there?
So at those proceedings, the prosecution is really going to lay out their evidence that
she's cooked, bro. She's cooked.
For 15 years. And part of the GoFundMe reads, through this fund, Jennifer's legacy of strength, compassion, and dedication will continue to guide and uplift her children. Resources from the trust will be used to support their educational journeys from early learning through higher education, as well as their overall well-being and personal development as they grow into adulthood. The Jennifer Harris Legacy Fund is a reflection of her lifelong commitment to family, opportunity, and the belief in a bright future. It ensures that her children are surrounded by the care, guidance, and support they need to thrive, and that her spirit will continue to shape their lives for years to come.
That shit's sad as fuck, man. Stella said, like, there's no way she mentally okay. Bro, there's no way, bro. You don't do no crazy ass shit like that and then think everything's fine. Like, I don't know what the fuck be wrong with people, bro. Let it bitches in, niggas gonna be okay. Let it bitches in, niggas gonna be okay.